So hey guys, new Master Duel anniversary, so a lot of things are going on right now. So first things first is we have the rookie and returner mutual follower campaign making a comeback, and honestly, once again, the deck kind of just sucks, mostly because, lack of follow-up. So if we go here and then we go to list of structure decks, we can take a quick look. And this is the structured deck you're given. So once again, you don't really get any extra deck. And the other decks in Rookie, I'll tell you what right now, a lot of them, unless you're playing pretty much exactly the structure deck, well, the ones given from the returner thing, if you're playing those, you're probably going to be the only one that's running less than 30% of a full extra deck. So with the Sword Soul one, you're given 2 extra deck monsters. With this one, you're given 3. And yeah, you just have no grind. So if someone removes your boss monster, what exactly can we do in this deck afterwards? So we can't summon back our boss monster. That's just 100% guaranteed and true, right? And we just don't really have much we can do in the structure deck. I mean, the cards in the structure are good, don't get me wrong, but the structure as a whole, if we were to use it to duel, I don't think it's very good, right? And that applies to the Sword Soul one as well, if I can find that. So Sword of Souls here, you're given Zheng Ying and Qizhao. So if one of these guys gets removed, you can't even perform lethal anymore, and you don't have any significant plays. And also, you get the same staples as last time. So Cosmic Cyclone, Forbidden Chalice, and Dark Hole, which I mean, it's fine, but if you were playing for longer, you might prefer something else. But for the newer players, I guess this is fine, right? Not really a big deal, I guess. So yeah, that's all I really have to say about that. I am aware you get more cards as you progress, but to progress at some point you have to beat another person. That might take a while because from bronze 5 to bronze 4 you have to win your duel in order to actually rank up, and you can't D-rank in bronze, but I think it will feel really suckish to lose. Even when you play completely correctly, you're going to end up losing because you simply don't have the correct cards in your deck, notably your extra deck, right? I haven't really read the notifications, so uh, let's go ahead and check what all this stuff is about. So we have new bundles, new login bonus, new selection pack, and there are new updates to 10 secret packs. Alright, what 10? Let's see. Wing Kribo, level 6, Infernal Rage, Wake Up Your Elemental Hero, Protection of Elements. None of these are new cards. Evoke Dragon of Miracles, Shining Star Dragon. I have no idea what that card is. Utopia, Rising, Utopic, Great Lancer. Those have been released quite a while ago, I believe, right? Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, Time Star Magician. Wait, what? Oh, they got removed. They're in the structure deck anyways, so it's like it makes sense. And then cards added: Beyond the Pendulum, Supreme King Gate, Odd Eyes, Arc Ray. So this seems like we're updating all of the anime protagonist kind of decks. But here I don't see any removed cards. So we could have removed so this is the Code Talker pack, right? But we don't have Signet Mining removed from here, which is kind of weird because mining is in a structure deck. So that's kind of weird to me. The Neos pack, get some Neo stuff added in. These are all new cards, new-ish since release of the game, I guess. Life Finds a Way, Evils are support, I guess. Volcanic, Earthbound, Celestial has been added back. Okay, but we could have done a lot of those things quite a while ago. And we have a new structure deck, Heroes Union. Cool. we'll have to check that out in a bit. I actually haven't looked at that. All right. Feature list showing effects and restrictions active in the duel. We've added a list that displays cards limiting players' actions or whose effects are affecting the duel's progression. To view the list, select the exclamation icon, the bottom right of the duel screen, just to the left of the duel log button. So this is still kind of an incomplete feature. I've actually seen this a little bit, and I was wondering what this was about. It's pretty weird and pretty annoying. It's like, oh, Maxi is active right now. And it's just like, yeah, I know. I'm not even going to summon. But the, there's like a notification pretty much at the bottom constantly. And sometimes it shows things that don't even matter. So it's kind of awkward. I don't remember what it displayed before. But it was displaying like some card that was restricting me, but like, why do I care, right? But actually, maybe it was displaying something that wasn't even restricting me. I'm not even sure. I'm just getting amnesia from this. This effect in general, I don't think is that useful right now. Well, not for me at least. Maybe someone finds it useful, I guess. It kind of makes the buttons down here feel like a little bit cluttered to me. So I personally don't really like it that much. If it's really useful to some people, I guess it'd still be worth keeping, but alright. Mission related updates made it possible to check missions from the menu screens for ranked duels and events. Yup. And then let's see. Anything else? Festivals, Sky Striker, Ace Animation. So this game has chapters with animated scenes. I was kind of thinking about why we never really had any like kind of animated solo gate things. I've been wondering about that actually for a while. And this actually answers my question, so I'm a little bit interested, I guess. Well, in the context of like what happens in this gate will mean that like, but hopefully some new gates that also have animations will be on this level. So we'll have to see what this looks like later. All right, Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship 2025. What's this about? This is where the World Championship will be held, and the date for it, I guess. And is it not listed here, or is it listed here? Notable updates. Here we go. Adjusted card frame visual effects. So this is actually a little bit nice, kinda. So this is decent for clarity, but I just don't like how it looks personally. So if you have a quick effect that you can activate in the battle phase, and your monster can attack, then it shows up as like it looks kind of like a sandwich, I would say. Like you know how you would cut sandwiches, like you could cut them like vertical. This is cut like diagonally, like that kind of thing. So like the top half over here, the diagonal for here would be like blue, and the bottom would be like yellow. That's kind of what it looks like. I just don't like how it looks, but I mean overall that's like a decent-ish change. You get more information from the visuals. Can't really like hate on that too much. Display battle phase details. You now view detailed information during the battle phase. So for battle start the damage by pressing the show dual info button, the I button in the bottom right of the screen. I'm not 100% sure what that means, honestly, but probably useful-ish. You would have to know about it though, which means it's not like that good of a change because if it's not something, well, it depends, I guess, but if it's not something you know about, right, then like something on the UI is going to be completely useless, right? Would I need to read like the patch notes essentially to be able to tell what something is if it is something like that, right? Then overall, I think it's not as good of a change as it could be. But all right. Introduce icons to the card list for indicating card statuses. When selecting cards from the card list because of a card effect, etc., you will now see icons which indicate card statuses. What does a card? What is a card status? Huh? No idea. Speaking of which, I could have went over like some of the UI stuff in Yu-Gi-Oh! Improvement Week, so I guess we'll save that for next time. This is like a reminder, I guess. Anyway, deck editing related updates. All right, what have we changed here? Is honestly, I've been hating on the deck editor for quite a while. I think I've made like 2 or 3 videos just explicitly hating it. But all right, let's see what we have now. The following new filtering options are available when searching cards via edit deck. Link arrows. Useless. You could already kind of do this before. Pendulum scale. Actually useful because pendulum cards, you just couldn't really search anything regarding pendulum cards. Even if you want to search specifically pendulum cards, you couldn't do that. So I'm assuming now we can at least look for specifically pendulum cards, like if we want to filter that. All right then. Attack and defense. If we're looking for certain like attack or defenses, I guess it's like important, right? But I don't know exactly what filter options there are for like attack defense. But all right, I guess. Level rank link was a single option, but it is now split into level rank and link. I honestly do not know why that matters, but okay. Option for filtering cards based on their frame's color has been renamed from card type to card frame. Uh, what? What does that mean? Card frame. Uh, guess we'll see. I have no idea what that refers to. Added and or options for card frame and link arrows. You now perform and or searches within the filter options for card frame and link arrows. Or a card will display if it meets any of the selected conditions, and a card will display if it meets all of the selected conditions. So that's like seems useful for filtering because I guess the default before was just specifically only and there was no like really looking for anything that meets certain criteria. I mean, if you mess around with the filters, you could kind of already accomplish this, but okay. It doesn't seem like that big of a change, honestly. Add bookmarks and card history tabs for the dismantle selected card screen and designated. Don't dismantle screen. Wait, what? Add bookmarks and card history tab for the dismantle selected card screen and designate. Don't dismantle screen. What? There are new bookmarks and card history tabs in the selection field for the dismantle selected screen and designate. Don't dismantle screen. These are accessible from collapsed menu icon in the top right of the deck edit screen. Made it possible to assign each deck its own mate. Oh, now this change is kind of based. Alright. We'll have to see, but this doesn't fix, like, most of the issues I have with the thing. Bad change. In the sense that if I search one for one, I wonder what pops up. Anyway, continuing on. Made adjustments to the solo mode menu screen. Well, the UI might be better now, maybe. Added an option to display wallpapers randomly. Oh, that's kind of nice when you still have, well, yeah, we're going to start having a lot of those, so. All right, introduce the fade out for the dual shortcut button to the home screen. Dual shortcut button in the bottom right will now fade out if no input is entered for a certain period. I have no idea what that's referring to. Adjusted the appearance of some deluxe mates when dual results are displayed. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Add an option to follow your opponent at the end of a duel. Honestly, this is kind of useless. I've never really used this function so far. In fact, I might misclick it eventually, and that might be the only reason I click on that. you could already follow your opponent, so I don't really know why. Like, all you have to do is you go here, so you would go to your duel thing here. You can go to your match history, and then you can do this, and then you can go to your opponent's profile, and then you can click follow, right? So it's not like that difficult. So like after a duel, I would always go to this menu anyway, so it's like this. I mean, I guess there's a little bit of loading, but it's like pretty fast, right? And then we can just go back. And there's no loading for going back. I mean, it's like a little annoying, but it's not like that bad. And also the placement for the follow button's annoying because it's like where every other button is. Like, it just irks me a little bit. And also while we're here, let's just check the changes they made. So here, rarity has been moved up here, card frame or, and. Which is being selected right now? Is it on and now? Or is it on or? That's actually confusing. Let's try this. Wait, it doesn't matter if I type anything in here. Oh, okay. So let's do spell trap. And then continuous trap maybe? Does it still display spells? No. How about if I click or? No wait, that was or. That's why nothing shows up when I said to and. Huh. So this type of menu is kind of annoying. Like just for clarity, it would be nice if there was another button that just said and here. So there were just two buttons, so we would click it so it's highlighted, so it's more clear what's being asked of you here exactly. Like, yeah, all right. I think it's set to. Wait, what is it set to now? Hold up. It's set to or right now. Wait. Huh? Is it? Why are no spells showing up then? What even is this change? I'm so confused. Whatever. So link. Oh wait, I have it set to continuous trap. That's why. If I do this spell trap, it shows spell traps, right? If I do this, it shows nothing. Okay. Yeah, I just don't see how this is that useful. I don't get it. I guess I'll set it to and for now. Then link arrows. Oh, if you're looking for particular link arrows, and then particular amount of links. Oh, that's what it meant by searching by link arrows. So if I wanted to find a link 3 at these arrows, you know, that's like kind of useful, but so niche. I don't even understand like when most people would be looking for this, and then pendulum scale, and then like you can filter by attack defense here. I mean, like they're in general like kind of useful, but they're so niche. They're also simultaneously kind of useless. I feel like we could have worked on the more important things first. But all right, I guess. How many link arrows would technically be possible anyways? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Attack defense abilities other. Oh, these are still kind of useless. If I recall correctly, this only shows cards that have inherent summon. All right. Summon, cut in, limit. There are little icons here, which is kind of cool, I guess. Card frame. So, okay, I guess. What was the thing that we really needed? Oh, this is probably like the best thing. You couldn't really search pendulum cards before. What else can't you do right now? Yeah, I don't remember right now, but yeah. Why would I like? Well, why would I need specific link arrows to an extent? Like, I genuinely do not understand. Unless you're trying to like do a weird dueling combo, but like, okay, I guess. Oh, I didn't test it. Let's go ahead and real quick do a search. 1 for 1. All right. I see it shows every card under the sun. Now, what if I type 1 for 1, but again, nothing changes. Okay, great. All right, continuing on. Any other changes? Survey regarding gameplay, festivals. Which ones are these? Legend, Anthology, and Fusion Synchro. Fusion Synchro. I don't remember what Fusion Synchro decks there are. I'll have to check that later. Legend, Anthology, Blaze Accelerator Mate. Cool, I guess. Unstoppable Incarnation. That's a cool sounding title, I suppose. And then Duelist Crusher, Synchro Fusionist. Icon. Oh, let's see. Only being able to include fusion monster and synchro monsters. And this one is future event exclusive regulations for cards and archetypes used by legendary duelists such as Dark Magician, Blue Eyes White Dragon, and Red Eyes Black Dragon. So, what I'm getting at here, what I'm feeling from this, is Blackwing? Question mark. That's probably going to be a solid option for that. And then for this one, genuinely not really sure right now. Fusion and Synchro, I mean, you'd pick just like a pure Synchro or a pure Fusion deck and you'll probably be fine, I guess. Not really much else to say. Well, I guess we'll wrap up by looking at the new cards in the selection pack, I guess. So, yeah, let's take a look, I guess. Newly added cards, we'll take a quick look at all of them. The Unstoppable Exodia Incarnate requires 5 forbidden 1 monsters. So the weird part about this is, you know, if I were to want to do polymerization with this, I would have, well, unless they're on the field, right? I would have Exodia in my hand and I would have already won, you know? So that's what I'm thinking of. Unless we have some like branded fusion type effect to send these guys to the graveyard. Like, I don't really get this card yet. Cannot be destroyed by an opponent's card effects. That's the only protection it has. Okay, requiring 5 monsters. Once per turn, if this card battles during damage calc, you can make this card gain attack equal to your life points. So if I have 8k life points every single turn, this would gain 8,000 attack, and that's just permanent gain. Okay, I guess. Once per turn, when a spell, trap card, or effect is activated, quick effect, you negate that activation. Oh, wait. Why are these all soft lenses? Are you telling me, like, I'm not saying this is necessarily going to happen. You could have 3 the Unstoppable Exodia Incarnate on your field. Wait a second. You can cheat this out. It doesn't say you must summon or anything. Huh. Interesting. Wait. This almost has enough to where I could, like, if you have a Dragoon, there was a Metaltronus that we might be able to use to cheat this out. I would have to reread Metaltronus to see how much you would need in common, but wouldn't it be funny to just summon this and then, like, book it and flip it back face up later? Because it doesn't need to be, like, properly fusion summoned for anything. Alright. During the end phase, you can set 1 Exod or Obliterate spell trap from your deck. Once returned during your standby phase, lose 1,000 life points. Oh, that would be a little bit of an issue with controlling three of them, just losing 1,000 life points constantly. Hmm. I mean, I'm sure you can work around that somehow, but alright. Fiendsmith's Lacrima. Monsters your opponent controls lose 600 attack. Okay. That effect might be relevant if there's like another attack modification effect, but otherwise, for now, fine. You can only use each of the following effects of Fiendsmith's Lacrima once per turn. This card is Fusion Summon. You target one of your Light Fiend monsters that is banished or in your graveyard. Add it to your hand or special summon it. Okay, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can shuffle one other Light Fiend monster from your graveyard into the deck / extra deck. Inflict 1,200 damage to your opponent. So first thing I'm noticing is these cards are not complete garbage, in the sense that you actually do have a way to out Crooked Cook. You can kind of judge how good or bad a deck is if they actually have a response or any kind of option against a Crooked Cook in defense position that cannot be destroyed by battle. And I mean, I'm pretty sure you can loop Lacrima enough times to burn your opponent for game, so very epic, I guess. Every single new selection pack, Crooked Cook gets a little weaker, I suppose. But alright. Next. Fiendsmith's Desire. Desire? How would you even pronounce this? Well, whatever. This requires Fiendsmith Engraver plus 2 Light Fiend monsters. Quick effect, you negate the effects of a number of face-up cards on the field, up to the total link rating of link monsters equipped to this card until the end of this turn. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can shuffle one other Light Fiend monster from your graveyard into the deck / extra deck, then target one card on the field, send it to the graveyard. So this card actually has some counterplay to it. So if I were to activate like Eldlik, for example, this card by itself doesn't beat Eldlik at all. In fact, I could technically use Eldlik effect to send one of your cards, then special summon Eldlik and beat over Desiree. Like, that seems like a thing you can just do, right? Well, okay then. I mean, depends on what kind of endboard you're putting this on and how easy it is to actually access. I mean, we'll have to take a look at that. But the effect in general, like the first effect is like not that bad, not that great. I think something like a Cosmic Blazar is just honestly better. Even with like Brightest Blazing Branded King, that card is not that great, for example, but I mean, accessing it is a little bit more annoying than this, so, but we'll see, I guess. Azamina Leah Sylvia, or is that an I? Is that a capital I? Ilya Sylvia, or is that Leah Sylvia? Oh, if we look here, it's more clear. Ilya Sylvia. Any battle damage your Azamina monsters, except for this one, inflicts to your opponent is double. Not that useful. It's an illusion, okay? It can be destroyed by battle. Illusions are so inconsistent, I don't get what an illusion is supposed to be. Okay. You can only use each of the following effects of Azamina Ilya Sylvia once per turn. When your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you attribute this card to negate that effect. This is the same kind of Omni Negate as Therion Regulus. So, okay, I guess. Add a Sinful Spoils Trap specifically from your deck to your hand. Follow up. There's no real like follow up on this card either, I guess. Oh, okay. Unless, I don't know, your trap actually does something in hand. You can target a illusion monster in your graveyard except for... Wait, it doesn't set it. It adds it, right? Yeah, okay. And not from graveyard? Specifically from deck. Okay. And also the fusion duels illusion and light spellcaster. This one is illusion plus a level 6 or higher fiend monster. Wait, what? What even is this deck? I don't get it. Okay. You can target one illusion monster in your graveyard. Special summon it. We already have a good amount of effects like that, but alright, I guess. When an Azamina or Sinful Swells card or effect is activated, except for this one, quick effect, target up to 2 cards on the field, destroy them. Okay. Snake Eyes Doom Dragon requires a Snake Eye monster plus 1 illusion monster. Must be either fusion summoned or special summoned by sending 2 face-up monster cards from your spawn trap zone to the graveyard. Ah. So you can just special summon it. So, okay. It is like a contact fusion type thing. So you would need a illusion and a snake eye monster in your acro. Okay. If this card is special summoned, you can target one face-up monster on the field, place it face up in its owner's spell, and trap zone as a continuous spell. That effect is not that crazy. I mean, I think there's actually quite a few cards that actually just do this effect already, so not feeling that impressed by me. It's like cool enough, I guess. Epic. Sen Genshin wakes from a millennium. Cannot be destroyed by monster effects. You can only use each of the following effects of Sen Genshin wakes from a millennium once per turn. If this card is in your hand, you can place it in your spell trap zone as a face-up continuous spell. This card is a continuous spell. You can either pay 2,000 life points or reveal one Millennium Alch in your hand. Special summon this card. Then you can add one Millennium monster from your deck to your hand. What? You can pay life points to special summon this, I guess. So, is there a restriction on this? Huh. You could play this in that rank 8 deck, technically, then. I'm not really sure what Ankh does. Let's just see if we can find it. Millennium Ankh. Show 5 Forbidden 1 monster cards from your hand, deck, and or face of field. Then special summon the Unstoppable Exodia Incarnate from your extra deck. Then shuffle the face of monster cards you control into the deck, except Exodia monster cards whose original levels are 10 or higher, and Millennium monster cards. Also, you cannot summon for the rest of this turn after activation. Shuffle this card into the deck instead of sending it to the graveyard. Huh. Interesting. It says face up monster cards you control into the deck. So you're telling me if I Z Atlantis, like summon a bunch of guys face down, and I have some way to flip them all face up via maybe changing battle position or something, then I could use it with Ankh. Hmm. Not really sure how useful this is, but okay. So if I use Sengenjin, this can add a Millennium Monster, so that's not a Millennium Monster. What is? Shield of the Millennium Dynasty. Cannot be destroyed by spell trap effects. Hard ones return. If this card is in your hand, you can place it in your spell and trap zone as a face-up continuous spell. Pay 2,000 life points or reveal one Millennium Ankh in your hand. Special summon this card, then you can add one Millennium Ankh from your deck to your hand. So then we can finally add Ankh to show all these cards. Okay, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 kind of starters that all lead into making this Exodia, I guess. And then we have Wedju Temple. What was this do? During your main phase, you can place one monster from your hand in your spell trap zone as a... Wait, what? Place one in your hand? Is this just anything? Alright. Then place one Millennium monster from your deck in your spell and trap zone as a face-up continuous spell. If a face-up Millennium monster you control is destroyed by battle or a card effect, you can place it in your spell and trap zone as a face-up continuous spell instead of sending it to the graveyard. Okay. 3k Defender, 2.750, Beast Warrior, Warrior. The typings are weird. Well, that seems to be it for now, I guess. Those look like all the relevant cards as far as I could tell. And then Engraver. Engraver, you can discard this card, add one Fiendsmith spell trap from your deck to your hand. You can target one Fiendsmith equipped card you control and one monster on the field, send them to the graveyard. If this card is in your graveyard, you can shuffle one other Light Fiend monster from your graveyard into the deck / extra deck. Special summon this card. So honestly, I think this card's just annoying from what I know. Right now, I don't really get it too much, but if this card is in the graveyard, it's going to be able to recycle your Link one, and it's going to be able to special summon itself. And the Link one special summons this guy. That allows you to make like the Link 2. And then this effect here, you can just equip the Link 1 onto this and then use the effect to send a guy, and you just do this throughout like the entirety of the duel. So the grind on this is like probably kind of annoying. Well, we'll have to like really see the whole picture though to see like how hard you can loop things and whatnot. Elzet, Azumina of the White Forest. Reveal this card in your hand, special summon one White Forest or Azumina monster from your hand. So this card already looks like decent to just play in Sprite by itself because you can just reveal this card and then special summon itself. It's just a level 2. So if you were to play nothing but this card, I think that'd be like pretty reasonable. During your main phase, you infusion summon one Azumina fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field. Hmm. Okay. If this card is sent to the graveyard as synchro material, you can add a Sinful Spoils card from your deck to your hand. Fiendsmith's Tract. Add any Light Fiend monster from your deck to your hand, then discard one card. Huh. Any Light Fiend monster? So it does not care about level or anything, so this is just essentially, at the very least, the equivalent of a Rhoda. And this can also grab you Lurie, discard Lurie. If you already open Lurie, you can grab Engraver, discarding Lurie. And then you can do a Fiendsmith combo. I don't know like where you go from there exactly, but okay. You can bash this card from your graveyard. You can summon one Fiendsmith fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field. Okay. You can use both effects in the same turn. Noteworthy, I guess. What is he kicking there? Is that Fiendsmith? The Fiendsmith Link one? He's kicking Requiem? Okay. The Hallowed Azumina. Reveal a Azumina fusion monster in your extra deck, and for every 4 levels it has, round down, send one Simple Spells card from your hand and or field to the graveyard. Huh, weird. If face down, reveal it, then special summon that revealed monster. This is treated as a fusion summon, so it counts as being properly summoned. And or fields to the graveyard. Weird. Not 100% sure how this card functions because I haven't seen red text like this, and the math is really weird for it. Okay. If this card is in the graveyard, you can target a Azumina monster you control, or in your graveyard, shuffle it into the deck, and if you add this card to your hand. So to do this, you would need 2 Sinful Spoils cards, either in your hand or on your field, which is weird, but alright. And if this is in the graveyard, this does some recycling stuff. Alright. That does cheat things out, so that's kind of probably strong. Or at least the archetype E card, I would say. But it's not really interactable. Like, can't ash it or anything, right? You contribute 1 monster from your hand or field, add 1 Azumina card from your deck to your hand. If a monster is sent to your opponent's graveyard and you control an Azumina monster, you can make your opponent lose 1,500 life points, and if you do, gain 1,500 life points. So I'm noticing that there's just randomly burn effects, just like littered across the Fiendsmith cards and Azumina cards, or the cards that have the word Azumina on them. Weird. Maybe a monster from your hand or field. And then this adds any Azumina card from your deck to your hand, like perhaps this one. So then we can send Deception with that effect. And then during the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was set there for the spell and trap zone this turn while face up, you can set it. So then this will reset itself in then phase. So it won't do anything in then phase, which is like awkward, but okay. You'll still have it for next turn. Then if you flip this back face up next turn, you do the same thing again. You insert Hallowed Azumina, and then send Sinful Spoils. Deception of the Sinful Spoils. Yeah, you do that again and again, right? And then we have Fiendsmith's Requiem, which allows you to special summon a Fiendsmith monster from either your hand or deck. So right now, this only summons Engraver. Okay. And then summoning Engraver doesn't do anything except it gives you the materials to make Fiendsmith's sequence, which then allows you to use the effect of Fusion Summon, and then you put those guys back, like the relevant ones, I guess. And then target one non-link Fiend monster you control, equip this card from your field or graveyard to that monster you control as an equipped spell with the following effect. Your opponent cannot target the equipped monster with card effects. It's not targetable if you do this. And the fusion monster in question, it's not showing up there for some reason, but okay. Uh, Either Lacrima or let's see, what would Lacrima do for you if you made this? Add it to your hand, special summon it. This does literally like nothing. So you would just make this, I think, right? But do you have enough Light Fiend monsters for this? Wait, do you actually not? Uh, I mean, let's see. You have, like, assuming we start with this card, then we would have Flurry. That's one. Requiem, two. Requiem summons Engraver, that's three. Yeah, that's enough to make it disarray here, I guess. And then Lacrima, you could just make this as well. It shuffles though, which is kind of awkward. Does it shuffle those on field as well? Shuffling its materials from your graveyard into the deck. So this can't use from on field, so it can't use itself. On link fiend monster you control, equip it. Wait, that can equip onto any fiend? Like, I don't know. Let's say, Fusion Grepha, right? Wait, it says light, non-link fiend. Oh, never mind. I mean, you kind of had like an anti-targeting effect already anyway, so it's like kind of whatever, I guess. Well, yeah, I'm going to have to really look into how these guys interact because I don't see the full picture quite yet, but alright. Azamina Mu Reseal Lago. All of these cards are becoming harder and harder to pronounce, alright. Monsters your opponent controls lose 500 attack defense for each Azamina monster you control. You can only use each of the following effects of Azamina Lago once per turn. If this card is fusion summoned, you can add one Azamina or Sinful Spoils card from your deck to your hand. Okay. If this card is destroyed by battle or crit effect, you can add one Sinful Spoils spell from your deck to your hand. So this guy just searches, essentially. And yeah, it seems like the attack defense modification does matter because there was, if we have two of these, it's equivalent to like a single, what you call it, a single well, this is like if we had Tearlament Screen plus Perla Rhino, or if we had what's the card called, Clockwork Knights on the field. That's about the amount of swing we have with the attack defense values. I mean, it's not exactly the same, but same general idea, right? Same general concept. Saint Azamina. This requires specifically 2 level 6 or higher monsters, 1 fusion plus 1 synchro. What the hell? But seems like a decent super poly target, maybe. Your opponent cannot target cards in their field, graveyard, or banishment, or this card on the field with card effects. Your opponent takes any battle damage you would have taken. This card was fusion summoned this turn. Quick effect, you can special summon 1 level 9 or lower Asmina monster from your deck or extra deck. Alright, this has a useless effect if my opponent has Apollosa plus fusion plus a synchro, for example. Apollosa just negates, even after I drop a super poly here. Wow. Unbelievable. Great. And now that I think about it, yeah, Chillaman would have this, right? They would have like Rukelos plus Baron and then Apo. Like that sounds like pretty standard cookie cutter end board, right? So you super poly, Rukelos will come back. Baron is gone at least. And then what? Target cards on their wherever. That doesn't happen. Your opponent can still target your cards. And then if this goes to the graveyard, it's just like, hmm. Well, actually, wait. This stays on field when it activates this, but yeah, just a raw negate like Apo. Yeah, that would do it. This has no attack point, so you can never be over Apo with this. Hmm. Yeah. There are Asmino main deck monsters? I don't think I've seen one yet. Okay. Golem that guards the Millennium Treasures. Same effect as everything else pretty much. The activation of your Millennium Ankh cannot be negated though, that's new. While this card is a continuous spell, you can either special summon this card to add a Wedju Temple from your deck to hand. Oh, that's all it does? What did Wedju Temple do exactly again? Oh right, this can put a Millennium spell, or no, monster, and activate it as like a continuous spell or whatever. So I mean that's good in general. That's like another starter technically that gets into the Exodia Fusion. Control of this card cannot switch. You can discard this card to add a Millennium Ankh from your deck to hand. Okay, this is really consistent for some reason then. Alright. You can only use this effect once per turn. The next effect is once per duel. If this card is in your graveyard and you have successfully activated Millennium Ankh, this duel and your opponent normal or special summons a monster that is level 8 or higher or has 3000 or more attack, you can send that monster to the graveyard, and if you do special summon this card. Wait, that effect's actually kinda good. Kinda. I mean, I don't fully see it popping off yet, but whatever. Azumina, de debtors? During the main phase, reveal one Azumina fusion monster in your extra deck, and for every 4 levels it has round down, send one Sinful Spoils card from your hand and or field to the graveyard. Face down, reveal it, then special summon that revealed monster. This is treated as a fusion summon. This is the same effect as the other one, right? But quick effect, I guess? Is this not the exact effect? Okay. During your main phase, you banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Asmia monster in your graveyard, special summon it. Huh. Okay, I guess. Sinful Spoils of the White Forest. If you control a Fiend, Illusion, or Spellcaster monster, activate one of these effects. Special summon a Fiend, Illusion, or Spellcaster monster from your hand. Fusion summon a fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field. What? Wait. It doesn't say what type. So, oh, this can be used as regular poly. And it's searchable. Huh. Hmm. This could be what I'm looking for, honestly, in my Dragon Master Magia kind of deck. So the thing was, like, we couldn't really search polymerization, but if I recall correctly, the White Forest cards are actually all completely generic to make, right? Yeah. This card is special summon. You can send one spell trap from your hand or field to the graveyard. Like, maybe we can do that. Then it adds a White Forest card. So this is a White Forest card, and this is just poly, right? And if we control a Fiend, Illusion, or Spellcaster monster, that's all it requires. Okay, I think we would at least control Raciela, right? Then we could activate Sinful Spoils effect to fusion summon. Oh, what's his face? Um, I think it was like Dragoon or something. What type is Magia? Uh, Let's see. Magia, is this also a spellcaster? No, it's a dragon. So we could do Magia first. So we can use a fusion sub plus the illusion of chaos. Yeah, alright. So we make Magia first, and then we could make Verte to grab, what's it called? The spellcaster fusion thing that can use from cards from the graveyard. Banish cards make Dragoon? Question mark? Because we have technically, I mean, would we have the materials? It is Dark Magician plus um a dragon, or we can do Dark Magician plus, oh right, because we grab with Illusion of Chaos um the Dark Magicians, we can use that to send actual Dark Magician, and then Fusion Summon with Dark Magician and the Fusion sub replacing Red Eyes Black Dragon, I think, right? And then that should be Dragoon, so that's like Dragoon plus Magia, technically. Otherwise, we could use like Red Eyes Fusion with Verte to make the Dragoon, which is still like somewhat reasonable. But okay, that's getting lost in the sauce a little bit there. Okay. We keep on trucking. Play the Diabell. Okay. If a spell or trap is sent to the graveyard to activate a card or effect, send one illusion or spellcaster monster from your hand, deck, or extra deck to the graveyard. Wait, what? Foolish Burial? Type effect? Okay. It specifically sends either an illusion or a spellcaster monster. I have no idea what this is sending. This doesn't send Entus, I'll tell you that much. Alright. During your main phase, you can banish 3 spells slash traps from your graveyard, including this card. Special summon a Diabell monster from your hand or graveyard. I mean, this can send Diabell Star, at least, and then special summon Diabell Star. Alright. Like the Diabell. If a spell slash trap is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, set one spell trap from your hand or graveyard but cannot be activated this turn. Wait, what? Oh, this allows you to reset any spell trap. Yo, before we got like all of these new cards, I think it was actually fairly hard to kind of reset certain like spells and stuff. Huh. Alright. If a spell or trap is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, so you're telling me if I'm playing Eldlik, I can use this to reset skill drain? And since it's a trap, I can't flip it up on my own turn anyways, and I can flip it up next turn. Alright. During your main phase, you can banish 3 spells slash traps from your graveyard, including this card. Special summon a Diabell monster from your hand or graveyard. So same effect as the last thing, really. But this first effect is actually kind of interesting. Just a little bit, though. If you run this with, like, Diabell Star... Well, actually, wait, is this even searchable? Like the Diabell? No, it's not, right? What in the world would search this? Set a Sinful Spoils. Yeah, no. Literally nothing searches this, right? Yeah, yeah, play the Diabell's not searchable either. Okay. Azumina, Soul, Uri, Sikthun. Alright. If this card is Fusion Summon, you can target one card on the field, send it to the graveyard. Pretty simple effect, I guess. Doesn't trigger on Special Summon. During the standby phase, you can target an Asmina or Sinful Spells card in your graveyard to add to your hand. I guess it's good for the grind. That's about it. That's all I've noticed about this card. It could sit on your field and do absolutely nothing most of the time. Maiden of the Millennium Moon. So if this card battles a monster, neither can be destroyed by that battle. Illusion effect. If your opponent activates a card or effect, well, this is a continuous spell, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card, and if you do, for the rest of this turn, your opponent cannot target your level 5 or higher illusion or spellcaster monsters you control with card effects. Uh, I have no idea what this is protecting, honestly. It seems kind of useless, not gonna lie. And then illusion effect, the Millennium effect. If your opponent activates a card or effect while this card is a continuous spell, except during the damage step you can special summon this card, then you can gain life points equal to half the attack of one monster on the field. I guess this is how you're supposed to not die to like because you have to pay like all the life points and stuff. I guess that's what this card's for. Broomy. This card's new, I guess. Cannot be used as synchro material except for the synchro summon of a level 8 or lower monster. What the hell? Okay. You can reveal this card and one monster in your hand, special summon one of the two, and if you do, banish the other. Also, for the rest of this turn, you cannot special summon from the extra deck except for synchro monster. You can only declare an attack with synchro monsters. Is this even useful? Wait a second. If you look at it from a different perspective, I can use Broomy, banish Broomy, and special summon anything in my hand. And this lock is only for the rest of the turn, right? Huh. Broomy kind of cracked, actually. But it would mostly be for low power formats, because I don't think there's a synchro deck where you would really want to do this. Yeah. Okay. Queen Azamina. I think this is the only Azamina main deck monster, right? As far as I can tell, right? Probably. This is always treated as a Sinful Spoils card. If this card is in your hand or field, if this card in your hand or field is sent to the graveyard or banished by an activated effect, you can special summon it, so it can't be for cost. Okay. So Broomy would synergize with this question mark. When your Azamina or White Forest monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can target a Sinful Spoil spell trap in your graveyard added to your hand. So this has like some kind of grind, I guess, Flash Fusion. But what's this actually? You should summon one fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters you control as fusion material destroyed during the end phase. Okay, what a card. Fiendsmith Sanct. If you control no face-up monsters, or the only face-up monsters you control are light fiend monsters, special summon a Fiendsmith token. You cannot declare attacks except with fiend monsters. If a face-up Fiendsmith monsters you control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect while this card is in your graveyard, you can set this card. This card's like okay, I guess. Grief Tablet. The equipped monster cannot attack or be tributed. Also, its effects are negated. Once per turn, if you control the equipped monster, you can add one Wedju card from your deck to your hand. Wait, what? Except for Grief Tablet, okay. If this card is sent to the graveyard because the equipped monster is destroyed, you inflict 500 damage to your opponent. So Grief Tablet can search Wedju Temple. You just need to equip this onto a monster. And it has some weird conditions. Grief Tablet does some weird things. I think that this can be useful for reasons, though. Like, we could equip this onto Promethean Princess, for example. Interesting. And does that mean we could play, like, technically Snake Eye Millennium or something? I mean, I guess. I don't see why not. Alright. Azamina Determination. Reveal one Azamina Fusion Monster in your extra deck, and for every 4 levels it has, round down, shuffle one Sinful Spoils card from your graveyard and or banishment into the deck, then special summon the revealed monster. This is treated as a fusion summon. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Sinful Spoil spell trap in your graveyard, set it. But cannot be activated this turn. Okay, I guess. A lot of these cards just do a fusion summon, kinda. Obliterate Blaze. 1 level 10 or higher. Monster on the field with Exodia and its original name gains these effects. Huh. That's cool. You can pay half your life points to destroy as many cards in your spell and trap zones as possible, then equip 5 Forbidden One monsters from your hand and or deck to this card as equip spells that each give it 2000 attack. Also, you cannot activate other cards' effects for the rest of this turn. If this card attacks defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. Like, honestly, this card is pretty conceptually cool. Is the card good necessarily? No, but it is cool. And you get a really big guy here. Alright, that's fun. Wait, you cannot activate other cards' effects for the rest of this turn. Oh, that means we can't activate Zodia's effect necessarily. Wait, what? When does this happen? If this card battles during damage calc, can I activate this after I activate Unstoppable Exodia Incarnate or no? I don't know if this counts as damage modulation because you can only activate stuff around damage step during, well, yeah, you can only activate like card effects if they modulate like attack defense, I guess, right? Oh wait, when is this? Damage calc? No wait, damage calc is so late. You could only activate like before damage calc. So that would stop you from activating the. Wait, what? That's so lame. Bro, what? Okay. Exiled Fires of Rage. This card is always treated as Exile and Obliterate. If you control a level 10 or higher Exodia monster, destroy all cards your opponent controls. If this card is in your graveyard except the target was sent there, you can banish it. Then activate one of these effects, add one forbidden one monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Shuffle up to 5 forbidden one monsters from your graveyard and your banishment into the deck. Well, that's neat, I guess, for a variety of reasons. Fiendsmith in Paradise. Target one level 7 or higher life monster you control. Send all cards on the field to the graveyard that are not that monster. That includes your cards. Okay. If your opponent special summons a monster or monsters while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card, send one Fiendsmith monster from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard. Yeah, that card seems like kind of whatever. Break the Seal. You can activate one of these effects. Place one Break the Seal from your deck or graveyard face up on your field. Send two face up Break the Seal you control to the graveyard, including this card. Add one forbidden one monster from your deck to your hand. Oh, this is like breaking the seal on the forbidden one. Gotcha. If this card on the field is destroyed, you can reveal up to 5 forbidden one monsters in your hand. Return that many cards your opponent controls to the hand. Wait, what? Wait, that's kind of cool, actually. It can be destroyed by either player, right? I'm not really sure how you would destroy this, but I could do this and return a bunch of my opponent's cards. That's fun. Alright. Guilt of the Sinful Spoils. If your opponent special summons a monster or monsters from the deck or extra deck, and you control a Diabellstar monster card. So essentially, that one will charm me. Same condition. Control a Diabellstar monster card, except during the damage step. Target one monster your opponent controls, shuffle it into the deck. During the damage step, when your Diabellstar monster battles an opponent's monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard. That opponent's monster's attack becomes helped until the end of this turn. That's it? Okay. And the effects are both hard ones per turn. And this just target one shuffle into deck. And you need to control a Diabellstar monster card. Yeah, I don't really get it. Okay. Sinful Spells Awakening. If your opponent controls 3 or more monsters and you control a level 5 or higher illusion monster, pick up to 3 cards your opponent controls, return them to the hand. If you control a level 5 or higher illusion monster and this card is in your graveyard, you can set this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. You know what? This one's actually not that bad, right? Huh. Okay. So if I were playing a deck that just had... Well, actually, wait. Yeah, I don't know if there's like any illusion fusions. Just if there are, like... And I have a deck that sits on one. Now, the condition needing your opponent to control 3 or more monsters than you is already too rough. Yeah, probably not playable. Azamina Aphis. This card is always treated as a white force card. Target cards on the field up to the number of fusion and synchro monsters in your field. In graveyard that fiend, illusion, or spellcaster, return them to the hand. I mean, this is like decent, right? If this card is sent to graveyard to activate a monster effect, you can set this card. I mean, yeah, alright. So, yeah, I guess that's all I've got for you guys today. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.